Hello, dear subscribers and drama enthusiasts. Welcome back to the TV Days Drama Digest channel, where we dive deep into the heart-pounding, tear-jerking, and jaw-dropping moments that keep us glued to our screens. Today, we're unraveling a tangled web of secrets, betrayal, and revelations that have left fans of Tesoro's legacy reeling. Buckle up, because we're about to dissect the explosive DNA test saga involving Sarah, Sophia, Tesoro, and a potential conspiracy that could shake the very foundations of this beloved show. Will the truth about Tesoro's origins bring shocking clarity or plunge us into deeper mystery? Let's dive into the drama, piece by heart-stopping piece. For those who've been following the roller coaster of Tesoro's legacy, you know that the past few episodes have been nothing short of a whirlwind. The show, known for its intricate family dynamics and gut-wrenching plot twists, has thrown its most devoted fans into a frenzy with the latest bombshell, a DNA test that threatens to rewrite everything we thought we knew about Tesoro, the enigmatic young heir to the powerful Valtierra family fortune. At the center of this storm is Sarah, the fiercely determined journalist who's been digging into the Valtierra family's secrets, and Sophia, the poised yet secretive matriarch who seems to be guarding a truth so explosive it could shatter lives. So, what exactly happened, and why are we all clutching our popcorn in suspense? Let's break it down. The DNA test that changed everything. The drama began in episode 12 of the current season, when Sarah, armed with her relentless pursuit of truth, uncovered a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the Valtierra mansion. After months of investigating whispers of hidden scandals, Sarah obtained DNA test results that suggested Tesoro, the charming 10-year-old boy believed to be Sophia's son and the sole heir to the Valtierra empire, might not be biologically related to his supposed mother. The revelation hit like a thunderbolt, leaving Sarah and viewers gasping in disbelief. How could this be? Tesoro, with his soulful eyes and uncanny resemblance to the late patriarch Antonio Valtierra, had always been the golden child, the beacon of hope for a family steeped in tragedy and secrets. Could the test be wrong, or was there something far more sinister at play? Sarah, never one to back down from a challenge, confronted Sophia in a scene that crackled with tension. Picture this: the Grand Valtierra estate, its opulent chandeliers casting a golden glow over the polished mahogany floors as Sarah storms into Sophia's private study. Her voice trembling with a mix of fury and disbelief, Sarah demands answers. "Sophia, the DNA test shows Tesoro isn't your son. What are you hiding?" The camera lingers on Sophia's face, her usually composed features flickering with a fleeting moment of panic before she regains her icy resolve. Sophia's response? A calm, almost chilling request for another DNA test, this time using a sample of her own hair. The audacity of her composure in the face of such an accusation left viewers on edge. Was Sophia genuinely shocked, or was she buying time to cover her tracks? A conspiracy in the shadows? The suggestion of a second DNA test opened a Pandora's box of questions. Why would Sophia insist on retesting? Did she doubt the initial results, or was she orchestrating a calculated move to manipulate the outcome? Fans on X have been buzzing with theories, and we've been scouring the posts to gauge the pulse of the fandom. One user, @DramaQueenVibes, tweeted, "Sophia's too calm for someone who just got hit with a DNA bombshell. I'm betting she's got Melinda in her pocket, pulling strings to fake the next test." #Tesoro Legacy. Another fan, @Valtierra Truth, speculated, what if Tesoro isn't Sophia's kid at all? What if Melinda swapped him at birth for some twisted reason? This show is wild. Let's talk about Melinda for a moment, because her name keeps popping up in this saga like a dark cloud on the horizon. Melinda, the family's longtime confidant and Sophia's fiercely loyal personal assistant, has always been a shadowy figure in Tesoro's legacy. With her sharp wit and knack for staying one step ahead of everyone, she's the kind of character who could orchestrate a cover-up without breaking a sweat. Could she have tampered with the original DNA test to protect Sophia's secrets? Or, more shockingly, could she be the mastermind behind a decades-old scheme that placed Tesoro in the Valtierra family for reasons we've yet to uncover? The possibility of a conspiracy between Sophia and Melinda has fans on the edge of their seats, and for good reason. This show thrives on peeling back layers of deception to reveal even darker truths. The emotional stakes. Sarah's quest for truth. At the heart of this drama is Sarah, whose relentless pursuit of justice has made her a fan favorite. Sarah's journey in Tesoro's legacy has been one of grit and determination, a stark contrast to the polished elegance of the Valtierra family. A journalist with a troubled past, Sarah's obsession with uncovering the truth about Tesoro stems from her own experiences of betrayal and loss. In a poignant flashback in episode 10, we learned that Sarah lost her younger brother to a mysterious accident years ago, an event that left her questioning the official story and vowing never to let lies go unchallenged. This personal connection makes her confrontation with Sophia all the more gripping. She's not just fighting for a scoop, she's fighting for redemption, for closure, for the truth that has eluded her for so long. Sarah's discovery of the DNA test results wasn't a fluke. It was the culmination of months of digging, sneaking into restricted archives, and bribing low-level staff at the Valtierra estate. In a particularly tense scene, we see Sarah poring over documents in a dimly lit coffee shop, her hands trembling as she pieces together the puzzle. The DNA test, conducted by an independent lab, was meant to confirm Tesoro's lineage as part of Sarah's broader investigation into the Valtierra family's murky financial dealings. But when the results came back negative, Sarah's world and ours turned upside down. The implications were staggering. If Tesoro wasn't Sophia's son, who was he? And why had the Valtierra family gone to such lengths to present him as their heir? Sophia's secrets, a mother or a mastermind? Sophia, on the other hand, is a character shrouded in mystery. As the widow of Antonio Valtierra, she's spent years cultivating an image of grace and resilience, steering the family through scandals and tragedies with a steady hand. But beneath her polished exterior lies a woman who knows more than she lets on. The show has dropped subtle hints about Sophia's past, cryptic conversations with Melinda, fleeting glances at old photographs, and a locked drawer in her study that she guards with her life. When Sarah confronted her about the DNA test, Sophia's request for a retest wasn't just a defensive move, it was a calculated gambit that has left fans questioning her motives. Is Sophia truly unaware that Tesoro might not be her son, or has she been living a lie for years? One chilling theory suggests that Sophia may have adopted Tesoro, or worse, taken him from another family, to secure the Valtierra fortune. The family's wealth, after all, is tied to a trust that requires a direct heir. Without Tesoro, Sophia's claim to the empire could crumble, leaving her vulnerable to rival factions within the family. Another possibility, floated by at Legacy Sleuth on X, is that Sophia suffered a devastating loss years ago, perhaps a stillbirth or miscarriage, and replaced her child with Tesoro to preserve her status. The emotional weight of such a secret would add a heartbreaking layer to Sophia's character, transforming her from a potential villain into a tragic figure driven by desperation. The science of suspense. Can DNA tests lie? To fully appreciate the drama, let's take a moment to explore the science behind the DNA test that sparked this firestorm. DNA testing, particularly for paternity or maternity, relies on comparing genetic markers between individuals. A standard test, like the one Sarah commissioned, would analyze specific regions of DNA to determine if Tesoro shares enough genetic material with Sophia to confirm their biological relationship. The results Sarah received indicated no match, a finding that's difficult to dismiss without evidence of tampering. However, as Sophia's request for a retest suggests, there are ways to muddy the waters. Contamination, mislabeling, or outright falsification of samples could skew results. If Melinda, with her access to the Valtierra family's resources, swapped the original sample with someone else's, the test could falsely show no relation. Alternatively, the lab itself could have been compromised, a bribe here, a threat there, and the results could be manipulated to suit Sophia's needs. The show hasn't revealed the specifics of the testing process yet, but the ambiguity only fuels our suspicion. Could Sophia and Melinda have orchestrated a cover-up, or is there a simpler explanation, like a lab error? The stakes are high, and the truth feels just out of reach. The fallout: Tesoro's innocence in the crossfire. Amidst the accusations and conspiracies, one figure remains heartbreakingly unaware of the storm swirling around him: Tesoro himself. At just 10 years old, Tesoro is a bright, curious child who carries the weight of the Valtierra legacy on his small shoulders. His scenes in the show are often light-hearted, filled with moments of him exploring the estate's sprawling gardens or asking innocent questions about his family's history. Yet, there's an undercurrent of melancholy in Tesoro's eyes, as if he senses the secrets that surround him. The possibility that he might not be a Valtierra by blood raises painful questions. If he's not Sophia's son, who are his real parents? And what will happen to him if the truth comes out? The emotional toll on Tesoro is a thread the show is beginning to explore. In a recent episode, he overhears a heated argument between Sophia and Melinda, catching fragments of phrases like "the test" and "he can never know." The confusion and fear on his face as he processes these words are gut-wrenching, reminding us that Tesoro is more than a plot device. He's a child caught in a web of adult deception. Fans have taken to X to express their concern, with that Tesoro fan club writing, "My heart breaks for Tesoro. He's just a kid, and all these lies are going to crush him. Sophia better have a good explanation. #protect Tesoro." The theories: what's really going on? As we await the next episode, the fandom is buzzing with theories about what's really happening. Here are some of the most compelling ideas circulating on X and beyond. The switched at birth theory. One popular theory suggests that Tesoro was switched at birth, either by accident or as part of a deliberate scheme. Perhaps Melinda, acting on Sophia's orders or her own agenda, replaced Sophia's biological child with Tesoro to secure the family's fortune. This would explain the DNA mismatch and Sophia's insistence on a retest. She might be hoping to buy time to cover up the switch. The adoption cover-up. Another theory posits that Sophia adopted Tesoro after a personal tragedy, such as a miscarriage, but kept it a secret to maintain her status. If true, this would paint Sophia in a more sympathetic light, but it raises questions about Tesoro's biological parents and why they've never come forward. The Melinda conspiracy. Some fans believe Melinda is the true puppet master, manipulating events to keep Sophia under her control. Could Melinda have falsified the DNA test to create chaos, knowing it would force Sophia to rely on her even more? Her shadowy presence in every major plot point makes this theory chillingly plausible. The lab error red herring. A simpler explanation is that the original DNA test was flawed, perhaps due to a mix-up in samples or a clerical error. Sophia's request for a retest could be genuine, and the show might be leading us toward a twist where Tesoro is, in fact, her son. But given Tesoro's legacy's love for complex drama, a lab error feels almost too straightforward. The bigger picture: why this matters. The DNA test saga isn't just about Tesoro's origins, it's about the very soul of Tesoro's legacy. The show has always been about family, power, and the lengths people will go to protect their legacy. Sarah's quest for truth challenges the Valtierra family's carefully constructed facade, forcing us to question who we can trust. Is Sophia a loving mother fighting to protect her son, or a cunning manipulator hiding a devastating secret? Is Melinda a loyal ally or a scheming mastermind? And what does this mean for Tesoro, whose entire identity hangs in the balance? The drama has also sparked broader conversations among fans about the ethics of DNA testing and the impact of family secrets. On X, Users like @TruthSeeker88 have shared personal stories about discovering unexpected truths through genetic testing, highlighting how Tesoro's legacy resonates with real-world experiences. The show's ability to blend high-stakes drama with relatable themes is part of what makes it so addictive. Whether you're rooting for Sarah to expose the truth or hoping Sophia has a heartfelt explanation, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. What's next? The anticipation builds. As we await the results of Sophia's requested DNA retest, the tension is palpable. Will the new test confirm Sarah's findings, or will it reveal a different truth altogether? Will Melinda's role in this saga come to light, or will she remain in the shadows, pulling strings from behind the scenes? And most importantly, how will Tesoro cope if he learns that the family he's known all his life might not be his own? The next episode promises to deliver answers, or perhaps even more questions. For now, we're left to speculate, theorize, and debate. Join us in the comments below or on X using #TesoroLegacy to share your thoughts. Do you think Sophia and Melinda are hiding a massive conspiracy, or is there a simpler explanation for the DNA test results? Is Tesoro truly a Valtierra, or is he a pawn in a much larger game? Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: Tesoro's legacy has us hooked, and we can't wait to see how this heart-pounding drama unfolds. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.